You might be wondering why I am humming. Oh, look. Hey, Instagram, it's me, T from the Pattersons, taking the train to Tibet. Like I was asking, you might be wondering why I'm humming. Well, I'll just come here and this particular dog who doesn't particularly like me, right? He starts, first he sees me coming, he scoots, and he runs to a safe spot, where we live, and I got to walk past this little thing, and he starts barking as usual. So I stop, and I just look at him, because now when I deal with these dogs, I walk slow, and if they really be very aggressive, I just stop and stare, right? Don't show your teeth, because when you show your teeth, that shows the dog that, you're not supposed to do that. That's why when people be smiling at dogs, that's why. Anyway, the point is, I stood there, and then I just stood there. He kept on barking. I just stood there, he kept on barking. This went on for at least 15 minutes. I could go longer than that, but the way he started to calm down, I guess he got tired, right? So I said, okay, let me go ahead and talk to my peoples on the internet, right? Now, what this dog didn't know, aside from me just humming and, doing my humming is good for you, just humming. I used to be an artist model. Now, that means nothing to the doggy, but that means I can hold a pose. I can stand still for a long time. I put a whole generation through it at School of Visual Arts. And it was like, I'm talking about 8 years. In the first 4 years, I was, da-da-da. And then Vincent Glenn, who was the model registry, he said, no, you too, he said, you too good. But he said, no, I don't want you to model. He said, you're my emergency model. Then I would do, he also did his administration thing, got to run around town with it. So I started doing that for him, right? But here's the thing, right? But when they needed him, when there was a problem in the class or something happened, they would call me. Now, I had a reputation. So in that school at that time, we're talking about early 80s, we're talking about basically 80 to 88 is when I modeled for School of Visual Arts. But if I came to class, everybody knew, well, maybe not the students so much, but the teacher, everybody knew someone was problem. With the problem with the teacher, problem with the thing. But I would start modeling. I wouldn't say anything, just start modeling. And they would say, okay, now we have a real good model. But more importantly, this is very interesting. Maybe I don't know about the female models, but for me, a male model, the safest place on the planet was on that modeling stand, completely nude. I could command it. I mean, it's really interesting. I just could command the space, right? I do know what to do. I can tell you other modeling stories like when I was in Mexico, but I won't. Let me go into something else. Oh, one more thing about Vincent. It was super interesting because Vincent was one of those classic gay men, homosexual men, right? No, he wouldn't. When I say classic, I mean old school, ancient school, right? He's at work, you sort of know, but he's not being flamboyant or whatever. He's Vincent, right? In fact, I saw him one time in the village where he had his scarf out and was just being as gay as could be, because he lived in that. He lived in that Gramercy Park area. Anyway, what was really interesting, and especially at that time, I had this incredible super male energy. And Vincent had that, that other quill. So like sometimes I'd be outside the office just chilling, and people could be confused because they come with this, had to go through this male energy, and they get to Vincent, and it was very interesting, very interesting dynamic. Anyway, back to the point. That's not what I'm talking about. Wow, this weekend this is a Tuesday. I talk about U.S. kind of things, and it was super interesting this weekend. I know the Super Bowl. I'm not really playing the thing like that because this past weekend you had the DNC they're electing their chair or whatever have you, and these are what they call the old Negroes, or at least the old Negro mentality, and they was hilarious, singing "We Shall Open," those old Negro spiritual songs, trying to rile up the people there and talk about this and talk about that. And being the Southern preacher, but people don't understand. Back in the '60s, you had the Southern Christian League, the Southern movement. Then you had the black, up in the North. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some people in the South that were radical, like Robert F. Williams, one of my heroes. In fact, I'm an internationalist, just like I'm in Robert F. Williams' school of things. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not a gun person, but weapons. Yeah, you come. You got it. You're going to come for something. You're going to get something, right? Internationalist. That's my whole thing. This other stuff. Right. Anyway, So they were hilarious, right? Talk about time warp, out of touch, whatever have you. And not at the same time. But Super Bowl was super interesting. We're talking about Kendrick Lamar. This is the younger generation, because I guess he's in his late 20s, whatever. So this is that, and just coming off of that, hip hop is now well, he personifies hip hop now. You know what I mean? So there's this phase of hip hop where they get really stupid. You know, whatever. You know, it's like listening to Soul Train. They say, well, what you like about the song? Well, we like the beat. Did you listen to the words? No, we like the beat. Please. Anyway, but. And I knew somebody was going to give it. Now, I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I enjoyed Uncle Sam, the narrator. Oh, he was great. But the whole production was unbelievable. Let me tell you, I'm still saying that Prince was the best performance of the Super Bowl. But however, remember all those other people that came to the Super Bowl, they do their songs. It's like they're presenting what you know already. Well, he presented his songs too, but he packaged it, he produced it in a certain way that it gives a message, right? And the message was much stronger than the DNC's message. Anyway, there's this YouTuber I ran across. His name is Bobby Foster. Look him up, Bobby, last name Foster, Foster. He gave an incredible analysis of whatever. The only thing I didn't say he got wrong, but the only thing he could have went deeper. Well, Serena Williams was in there. She was crip walking. Now remember, she crip walked at a tennis match someplace, and she got criticism for it, especially since one of her relatives was killed by blood, whatever have you. But this is the whole point of Kendrick Lamar. This is the whole point of what's happening now. He is doing what Tupac and them was trying to do before they got off, right? I mean, which was to bring people together, bring the gangs together, bring people together. No matter what, look, that was then. We got to work with now, because if we don't work with now, and we stay in the then our future is going to be like the then. See, so only now can you change. I'm a nowist anyway. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, I'm a nowist, which means that what you do to now matters. So kudos, salutes. Hey, Kendrick, I got your back. Blah blah. All the rest of that stuff. I got your back against these old Negroes. They so out of touch, right? They're still propping up the Democrat Party, you know, or whatever party they're in. All these people, they want reform. They're going to save America. No, you know what we say? R.I.P. Rip into pieces. Rip into pieces. Right? What the contracts they give you, the guarantees they give you. Remember, American Indian, they speak with forked tongue. So instead of you listening, rip into pieces whatever they're saying. You know, don't try to reform the system because you're trying to be a more capitalist than they are capitalists. You know, the game. Hey, that's part of the Kendrick Lamar. The game. You look up Bobby Foster. Bobby Foster. Get to his YouTube channel, listen to his analysis, then watch it again. I haven't watched it again. I haven't watched it. It's just enjoyable. Really, really, really great. So that's our little Tuesday address, our little tea tirade for Tuesday. Oh, it's such an enjoyable weekend, you know. And he points out. I'm going to steal from him. He pointed out one thing. When it was a halftime show, and one of the things that Kendrick Lamar says that game over, right? The game was over in the half, 24-0. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at it. I mean, the boys did they did the job they could do. You know, sports, the bread circus, distractions, whatever. But remember, their distraction led to Kendrick Lamar, which would say Kendrick. No, not Kendrick Lamar. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick, whatever. Led to him. Which is not a distraction, is what we should be doing. That's the whole point, okay? All right, check it out. Take care.